Holy 0 to 100 in seconds. Wow, that is way faster than I expected. Holy okay. Hey guys, check this out. We are here with the Cupra Born VZ. It is the hot hatch version of the Cupra Born. Before you could say it was quick, but you couldn't say it was a hot hatch. This thing now gets a single motor at the rear that pumps out a stupid amount of power. It's also really, really fast, and it gets some upgrades on the interior and mechanically, although I will still say the interior, it's got a few issues, I think. But today I'm going to take you through all of that. In today's review, we're going to check out the exterior. What are the changes? We're going to move on to the interior, take a look at that. Of course, check out its practicality, and then launch this thing. See just how fast it is from 0 to 100 kilometers an hour. Then we're going to give it lots of the sauce. And finally, I'm going to end on, should you buy a Cupra Born VZ? It's sunny here in Barcelona. Let's get into it. So naturally, you're going to want to know what the hell is the price of the Cupra Born VZ. Right now, we don't actually know, and that is because they are still negotiating here in Barcelona for the price of this thing. However, the Cupra Born does start at $59,990, so it's a pretty good value EV in Australia as it currently stands, though you can expect that this high performance one is going to cost a lot more. What's unique about the VZ from the front? Well, first of all, it's this paint screen. It looks really nice. Got copper highlighting all throughout, including your Cupra badge. Got some very bright LED lights here, but that is interestingly the old design language now for Cupra. You get 3 triangles as part of the new one. And then you have a massive grille here with active aero to go across the side. The front, I think, looks less remarkable though than the side. Another important question is what is under the bonnet? Because as an EV, there is no engine here, so surely we have a little bit of space, and no, we don't, sadly. This is still quite a small vehicle proportionally. So under here, you're gonna find a lot of your cooling stuff. But unlike a Tesla Model 3 or BYD Seal, there's no storage underneath. Let's check out the side. Okay, so the side, this is my favorite angle for sure, because check out these turbine wheels with this wheel cover. Yes, you could just pop them off if you want to, but you don't have to. They look awesome. They're wrapped in Bridgestone Potenza Sport tires, which is an interesting tire choice, but it seems to work. This thing has plenty of grip despite being rear wheel drive. And of course, you have big disc brakes up front. You have blacked out mirror caps here with a 360 camera, keyless entry, and go. You have tinted privacy glass, that's good to see, and a large C-pillar. This thing is a long boy. It is based on the ID3, but of course it is the hotted up version. Interestingly, on the back, you do have drum brakes, which I guess does mean that this thing has just very good regen braking and doesn't need discs at the back. I don't know. I haven't found braking to be an issue in this, to be honest. And of course, your fuel filler cap, or should I say, your EV filler cap, because yes, this thing does get an upgraded battery. Goes from 77 kilowatt hours to 79 kilowatt hours, just advances in battery density, I think. And your max charge speed is 180 kilowatt, which isn't the best out there, but it is pretty good. All right, let's check out the bum. What about the arse? Well, it's a good looking bum, I think. You get this tail light that runs all the way across. You have your Cupra badge there. That's also your boot release, but we'll come back to that in a second. Cupra badging there. And then down the bottom here, you have a new and very aggressive diffuser as well. I do really like the way that it looks, guys. But let me know what you guys think of the looks down in the comment section below. Do you like the way that the Cupra VZ looks? I'm curious to know what you guys think. What about what it can put inside of its bum? Well, you get not the most amount of room. It is pretty good, but it's not huge. So with the second row up, it's 385 liters of boot space. Underneath the floor, you have a little bit of storage, but that's really where your cables live. You can, of course, just drop the second row very easily, and then you get just over 1,200 liters of boot space, which is actually very usable in this state. Alrighty guys, let's check out the interior. Alrighty guys, the interior now of the Cupra Born VZ. What is it like? Well, there's a lot of good aspects to it, but there are some things I don't love about it. Let's start with what I don't love. That's just cheap, scratchy materials up there. This is all nice and soft and an interesting texture there, but again, scratchy kind of materials around. It's a small thing, but when you are spending whatever this will be, which will definitely be north of $70,000, that's still a lot of money. There are some things I love about this interior though, like these Seatbelt racing seats. They are really quite comfortable. They hold you in very well. They've got this very nice grippy material to them, and this Alcantara-like suede here with the Cupra badge embossed into them. And it's a very clean interior. So like this center center storage area here. You roll that up, you've got a couple of cup holders, a large storage area. Your armrest here, it slides, but it doesn't ratchet. Still inside, you get a fast wireless charger there, heaps of space in there, and a couple of USB-C ports, so that's also very good. And on the doors, you still have some nicer materials like here. Technology as well, fantastic. So you get this massive 12.9-inch display. It's updated now to be even faster, and it just works really well, frankly. And all the buttons down here, for those who care about these, well, it's now backlit, so you can see it at nighttime, easier to use. Big fan of that. The steering wheel, it remains the same, which means that it does have these kind of annoying buttons on it. They're touch capacitive, and I'm constantly accidentally activating them, so that can be quite annoying, to be honest. However, you do get used to it, and unless you're really cornering quite hard, you don't seem to change the music too often. You have a couple of drive mode selectors. On the left is your normal drive modes, and then on the right-hand side, you can change between Cupra and individual, or whatever your last drive mode was. Up in front of you is a little motorcycle display. It shows enough information. You're not going to be blown away by it, but it's fine. And then up in front of you is a heads-up display that, again, shows enough information. Oh, storage does continue, though, with the glove box. That's absolutely massive. And these door bins, which are not felt lined, but there are heaps of space within them. And the new sound system in here, the Sennheiser audio, is very, very good as well. So yeah, there's definitely a lot of things I love about this interior, but when you start to get a bit more expensive, which I expect this to be over $70,000, this stuff, I don't love that. Let's check out the back seats. Alrighty, so back seats. Sounds good. What's it like back here? Well, I'm 5'11". My seat has gone into comfort access position, meaning it's actually gone backwards, and I still have heaps of legroom. Headroom as well is very good, despite no sunroof. We should have that. And tow room as well is okay. It's not the best. My legs are at quite a high angle because the battery lives under the floor and it's obviously been raised up. There's also no mat pockets, but that's part of this beautiful carbon fiber-like material on the back, so I actually don't care about that. I do care about a couple of things though. Scratchy everywhere, even here on the armrests, which isn't great because that is where you rest your arms. And there's no air vents back here either. And because this is a long car, that could actually make a difference. It's just over 4.3 meters long with a wheelbase just under 2.8 meters for those who care. And then you've also got a couple of USB-C fast chargers here too. I do love the seats though. They are the same nice materials up front, like super duper grippy. You pull down this center armrest, you get 3 cup holders, including a little small one for your energy drinks. And then you've got a ski pass through as well. How very German of this. So yes, I'll be honest, I do like the design of the interior, but I just don't like the material choices and the lack of air vents back here. I think that that's a bit of a miss when you're spending whatever money this will be. But like I said, I'm expecting north of 70 grand. So now we're going to launch it. But before we do, make sure you check out carsauce.com/buy when you want to buy your next new car, because we have a dedicated team of car buyers and thousands of dealers who we make literally fight each other to get you the absolute best price on your next new car. Best of all, because we have thousands of dealers and we charge them a fixed fee, not you, it's completely free for you. That means that we can go in hardest to get you the absolute best price possible, because it's also in our interest to make you happy. So that sounds good to you, and it definitely should. Make sure you check out carsauce.com/buy and my team will take care of you. All right, let's launch it. Okay, so now we're going to launch the Cupra Born. We have the car in Cupra mode. Here we go. Oh, this thing is quick. Okay, let's see what we've gotten. Holy sh**. 0 to 100 in 5.3 seconds. Wow, that is way faster than I expected. Holy sh**. Okay, I'm shocked. Let's drive this thing normally. Okay, so driving the Cupra Born VZ. Let's put this thing into Cupra mode. Let's see how she drives. Yeah, pretty epic. So now we have a new electric motor on the rear. At least it's up-tuned. 240 kilowatt of power, 545 newton meters of torque. Now this thing is not that light because it also gets an upgraded 79 kilowatt hour battery, but it kind of needs it because its efficiency is not looking that great. Let me get around some of these awesome corners first. So our long-term efficiency in this thing is 21.7 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers, which means we're going to get about 380 kilometers of real-world driving range on a 100% charge. Is it the best? No. However, this thing has so much performance. It is just epic. So previously I have actually reviewed the Cupra Born, but I never released that video. In fact, I did delete it. But the reason I did so was because I don't think I gave it a fair review. I was actually quite critical of it because I thought, wow, this thing, it's really heavy and it almost has too much mechanical grip. I was kind of understeering everywhere. But then I spoke to some other people in the industry and they were like, no, you got to drive it again and really put it through its paces. So that's what I'm doing right now here in Barcelona, the home of Cupra. And I have to be honest, yeah, it is just as dynamic as people say. First of all, in Cupra mode, everything becomes 100% and quite full on. You can see here we turn a corner, and where you turn it, this thing does go. Even on its huge wheels, it's got massive brakes too, and that does help this almost 2-ton beast stop. It's not quite that heavy. It's somewhere around 1.8 tons. I'll put it up on the screen. And it's quick. It's really quick. And if you ask most car enthusiasts in the world, they will tell you that the best driving machine in general is a rear-wheel drive whatever. And that's why they haven't gone full all-wheel drive on this thing, and that it is just rear-wheel drive, because it is really, really well balanced. We have traction obviously fully on. I'm not going to turn it off, but you could get this thing sideways. It wants to. But yeah, it is just this handling that is sensational, really, really good. The brakes, they feel great as well. And so when you're putting more power into this thing than you would find in a Golf R, for example, it needs to be good. The other thing that they've added is dynamic chassis control, but sport. So it's got 15 stages of damping. So I've set it up here in the drive modes. If we go into individual, we can actually make this thing incredibly comfortable, and it just rides so softly and smoothly. It is really good. So yeah, really, really impressed by the way this thing drives, the way it handles. Frankly, it is phenomenal. And I didn't expect it. I didn't think it would be this good, but it genuinely is. And with that, let's get into our final thoughts. Alrighty guys, final thoughts on the Cupra Born VZ. Should you go out rushing to buy one when they launch next year, early next year? Well, frankly, I think if you're looking for something that provides performance, but also everything else that comes with performance, not just straight line speed, the cornering ability, the handling ability, and practicality, then frankly, the Cupra Born VZ is a really, really good hot hatch. I do think it could have better efficiency, and I also think it could have a nicer interior. However, if you are looking for something that provides a lot of fun, I do think you're going to find it in the Cupra Born VZ. But let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. What do you think of the Cupra Born VZ? Do you like its styling? Do you like the way that it drives? Of course, if you are new to the channel, please do subscribe and like the video. It really helps the channel out. And if you want to buy a Cupra Born or any new car in Australia for the best price possible, check out carsauce.com/buy. My team will take care of you. Ciao for now.